I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, here we go. Welcome to the Monday KVJ After the Show podcast. Had a glorious weekend. Really pumped to see that Canes win the Dolphins yesterday. Oh, absolutely amazing. I got an email here from Carlos. He said, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm also a Christian Wilkins fan.
Aww.
And he looked amazing last
Yeah, he
night.
did.
I was thinking how much better he could shine with a guaranteed contract. No doubt. I hope that's coming. Hope he stays healthy this season and gets the contract he deserves. Man, he'd look great in the Cowboys Navy. Hey, now, keep your hands off.
Don't
Keep
you
your
touch our
hands off.
baby.
That's right.
That's our baby.
Yeah, he did play very well, though. So it's good to see him doing all that, putting out his full effort. He's just a guy that loves the game. You know, the offense is scoring, and he's out there celebrating with them, you know.
I love it.
Which is good. I mean, because a lot of times, like, maybe the defense is on their own little thing, and the offense does their own little thing. But now, with him, it's all team. So
He's a
pretty cool.
captain.
Yeah. It's cool to see.
Well, I thought you had a great game today, so.
Thank you, Coach.
No, I'm not. You're the coach.
Oh, okay,
I'm
good.
playing. You had a great game, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you. You too.
We gotta fucking teamwork. We gotta pump each other up here.
No one got sacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MVP for that breakfast move you made today, too.
I
That was
don't.
solid.
I at least got the Spirit Award for sure.
Yeah.
You
That
saved
was
the day
impressive.
with breakfast.
Yeah.
That was
he did.
fun.
And you introduced us to something new and exciting, the pizza bagel.
That was a big thing.
phenomenal.
My mom would make my dad pizza bagels a lot. You guys wouldn't do pizza bagels.
I've never done that, but I bet you Rocco would love it.
And I don't know if Fat Kevin ever delved into the world of bagel bites.
No, they weren't. I think, one, it was the era. I don't think bagels were huge. And I think at the time, they weren't that big in my area.
That's one of those snacks that it tricks me every time, thinking they're not shitty, and then I'll make a bunch of bagel bites, and by the fifth one, I go, these kind of fucking suck.
They're not good. They're convenient and they're fun for kids, but they're not tasty.
They could be better. I think they have
could
a
be
great
so much
idea. They're kind of shitty tasting. The idea is amazing.
I like better what you got going on over there. That full size bagel, full size with the pizza. I'm gonna make that for Rocco. He is gonna crap happiness.
Look at that.
Yeah, those look good.
They are going to be good. I'm going to heat them up later.
Oh yeah.
So you just kind of let them sit and then
Put them in the air
they don't
fryer.
get hard, though, and kind of.
Then you bake 350
Okay.
or you air fry them.
Air fry
okay.
them.
Okay. Picks them right back up.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Eating them right away is the right way to do it for taste.
You are food rich.
Yes, but she understands why I do this. Now I'm going home, and the show's over. The heavy lifting of the day is done.
And I dropped off part of my taco bar at his house this morning at 5 a.m.
That's right. She gave me. She dropped over.
I had a taco bar this weekend, and I over ordered, and we didn't even come close to putting a dent in it. And I knew he loves beans and rice.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh! It was a Flintstone style. Here comes the witch in the cloak of night or morning. It was dark out, and she's like,
Yeah.
I got some tacos for you. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Right.
And it is big. And Mr. J in the chat room is right. Jay Bird is edging with his food, and I am.
The anticipation, it's there. The build up.
It gives me a delight.
And then
Yes.
when you get to release,
yes.
it's just so much
Oh, you're gonna
more.
molest that pizza bagel.
I like almost suffering a little bit before the pleasure.
What an odd.
So odd.
It almost sounds like serial killer type behavior, doesn't it? Like you have your victim in the pit, and
You don't want to,
You're
kill
playing
them.
with
Yeah,
it.
you can't, yeah.
they know that you're going to be wearing their skin for clothes, but it's just a matter of time. It's all happening.
You can't get it over with too soon.
Yes, just playing with your victim.
No, it's pretty fucked up.
Carlos said, also, Kevin, how did your son's game go on Thursday? I tried to go watch, but I got to Boynton High late. My boys attend there. I couldn't listen to the whole show on Friday. I don't know if you spoke about it. Yeah, not a whole lot. Cannon did not get in the game, and they lost. So they've got a junior that they put in at quarterback. So, and apparently they liked the flow, how it was going. So he didn't get any reps, but, it's a good life lesson for him about determination and saying,
Prove
hey,
yourself.
Yeah, it really is. He had an ankle injury, so he had been out for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So I think in that time, he kind of lost his spot, and
Gotcha.
other dude slid in. And so, hey, you got to go out there and improve it again. So.
When I went to college, I rode the bench pretty much my whole college career. I will say it sucked and it was awful, but you do learn a lot through pain, and you learn a lot through stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why, for me, I'm a huge fan of sports just because of the adversity that you face and the struggle to do it well, that you learn so many life lessons. And, you kind of put yourself into adversity that doesn't matter, if that makes sense. Because it's a game. It really doesn't matter.
Right.
And then there's adversity in life that a lot of times those things do matter. And I think the adversity and the strength you build from your time in sports and facing those adversities that really don't matter,
it is
kind of builds up your character and strength and fortitude.
It is just a game, but for some people it becomes their livelihood, and then that's
Sure.
why I think that's when things get,
I mean,
crazy.
Unless you are making serious amounts of money off of it.
If you're playing in the men's beer softball league,
Yeah, dude.
sit the fuck down.
Come
Calm
on
down.
now.
Stop getting that beer red anger face when you ground out to shortstop.
What are we
and you
doing
think
here?
You're safe.
What are we doing here?
I've seen so many red angry. Just they get they have the red face because they've been drinking in the sun all day.
Yeah. That's how they get. So anyway, I'll let you know. Hopefully he gets some action here one of these days. We'll see how it goes. I got an email from Mark. He said, I just finished watching Cocaine Bear on Prime Video. The late Ray Liotta was in it. The movie was fun, campy, cute. I was rooting for the bear. Jaybird's movies are way better, though. Maybe there is somewhere to submit Jaybird's movies for distribution.
I agree.
They're on YouTube.
Okay.
They're free.
They're distributed.
Yeah, go ahead and watch them right now.
We should do a marathon.
We can.
I'd like to go back to the beginning and watch them from the beginning.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun to have a day. Maybe find a theater and go out there. And
Yep, the orders: clowns have murderous ways, victims galore, so much blood, Grimsley, and then it'll be Anniversary this year.
Oh, it's called Anniversary.
Yeah, I've told you that 11 times. Damn.
I'm reiterating for the people.
Okay, all right.
I know it's called Anniversary.
I know.
I don't know whose anniversary it is, though. I only know my parts that I've shot, and Cheeseburg keeps the whole rest of the script like a secret. So you never really know like what the whole thing's about. If you're just an actor, you don't know how the whole thing plays.
right.
The good news is you don't have to. You only have one more thing to do. That's it.
Me?
You're done. You only have one more thing, and you're done.
One more thing.
But there's a little stipulation, but I'll talk to you later.
I'm not doing it naked.
No.
No nudity from Virginia.
Just a G-string. No. I'm just,
Oh my gosh. Nobody wants that.
I am not comfortable asking anybody to ever do a naked scene. That's why you see my ass in every movie.
So there's like a stipulation with what she's got to do.
It's just a traveling situation.
It's complicated.
It's not complicated. It just might be a little far.
Am I going to Okeechobee? Oh, fuck.
Oh, jeez.
So I told Kevin during commercial break today, I'm so afraid to tell her this.
When is this?
Friday.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
It's just a Friday night.
Oh, no.
There's a chance that might not happen. I'm doing my best to not make that happen.
You were looking for a scary house.
Scary house, and I'm looking for it in Palm Beach County, but nothing's working out in Palm Beach County. Everything just kind of doesn't look the right way, and or if it is, to go, oh, how about this house? It'll be awesome. And they go, oh, you wanted the inside of the house too. Sorry, I have cats and we can't do anything there. Or, oh, it's a museum and I don't know, I have no connections to it. And sorry.
I just sent you a picture of something.
Yeah, so we've ran into a lot of situations like that. And
Gotcha.
Okeechobie's the only one that's really kind of coming through.
Oh boy.
I'm so sorry.
It's only like an hour long.
I guess we're going to Chobe.
I figure we could turn into a fun trip. I've been saying that all.
Who's driving? Me?
We'll figure it out.
Oh, no, I'm driving.
No, I can get you a ride there. Come on, A-list actor. I'll give you all your favorite snacks. Yeah, we'll
talk.
Champagne.
We'll talk.
Oh, fuck. I know.
They got a really nice Burger King out that way.
Is that all they have out there?
No, there's a few other places.
There's a little community out there. Mm-hmm. We could go. We could make a day out
That's
of
what
it.
I'm saying.
Yeah, it might be fun.
You're a
Oh, look
traveler.
at this. Virginia's like warming up to it.
Let's find some Chobe bars and go fuck shit up.
I am so. When it's a wrap, let's go. Let's fuck up O-Town. Is it called? Or the Big
That's
Oak?
Orlando.
Okay, the Big Oak. Let's fuck up the Big Oak.
I don't think it's called the Big Oak either.
I kind of like that. The Big Oak, Okeechobee.
I might go Chobe more.
It is Chobe.
Chobe, yeah,
That's what
because
it
there was a
is.
softball team that my daughter used to play called the Chobe Fire Sticks. Them bitches could hit. Holy crap,
They
man.
don't fuck around in Chobe.
Oh my gosh. I think they hit like 8 home runs in one game on us. I was like, whatever you do, don't pitch to them
At all. Walk.
at all. Just walk them all. Try to wear them out walking the bases. Yeah, crazy.
They were considered one of the best, right?
They were a big hitting team. There were just some
Badasses.
Yeah, they were good. So they were very solid, big hitters. Got an email from Angie in Hollywood. Talk a little bit about the No Name movie game. She said, I just listened back to the No Name movie game from Friday, and according to the rules, Bird should have won the first round, avoided quadruple overtime because V gave the clue for 3 men and a baby as one more than 2 dudes and an infant, using not one but 2 words from the title of the movie. Yeah, I mean, we kind of have dealt with that before. Words like in and, but, the, things like that, articles and things. We're more talking about signature words. Like if you use 3 men, baby, then you've got an issue. But we're not really dinging on that because it's just so hard to speak if you're having to say, I can't use the word and or in or
The.
Yeah.
They don't speak for me, Hollywood. I think it's a great email.
But that's just why we do, because otherwise we'd be ticky-tacking. So, I mean, we already have ridiculous debates about whether that counted or not.
I like when people get into our games because we fucking take that shit seriously. Even though Virginia acts like she don't like that belt.
I've got the belt at home. I had it for my party the other night.
I didn't see any pictures.
I didn't take any.
You forgot to take some pictures.
No pictures.
I had the belt and I forgot to put it on.
If I see you with a picture and you're in Publix and you got the belt, then there's respect.
Because I'm such a peacocker.
I know. I'm sure you'd love to put the belt on and go to Publix.
It'd be awful. I'd be so mad.
You would hate doing that.
I would hate it.
Virginia, you got kind of an answer to your question you'd seen on TikTok about how you need to take magnesium. And Jennifer said, Virginia's actually right this time. It is good for sleep and anxiety.
Yeah, that's what this guy was saying. Like, his whole life, he's dealt with anxiety, and then he started taking the magnesium, and he completely has no anxiety, no fear, no depression. He's like, I don't understand how my whole life I went this long without knowing about it. And I'm like, wow, if it can help that fuckface, maybe it can help me.
And then you look below the email and it's like CEO, magnesium.com.
And she had a couple good notes here. She said, you want to make sure you're taking magnesium citrate. And she said, for other vitamins, whether or not you need them or not, I'd recommend a full panel of blood work and see if you're deficient in anything. I'd done that before, and she'd said, for example, my vitamin D levels were low, ironically, in Florida where we got the Sunshine State. A lot of Floridians are inside, so they are deficient in vitamin D, but you need vitamin K to go along with it
Oh, fuck.
to help it absorb into your body correctly. And that's the one thing I'm like, gosh, okay. So I do vitamin D, so it's not absorbing without vitamin K. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I don't do that. And then she said the other one was the turmeric is good, but you've got to make sure that it's got the black pepper extract with it.
All right, this is too much chemistry for me. Just take 5 years off my life.
Biopiperin.
And the magnesium citrate is the one that makes you shit yourself.
That's what they gave me for my kidney operation. They give you that so you go in there, feeling light as a
Right.
feather, and it works. And the witch is right. The magnesium citrate.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't know how to say it, but it looks like citrate, citrate.
Or citrate.
That's the one that you drink it and then you just poop your soul out. I don't think that's the one I'm going to take.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't feel like being on the toilet that much. Magnesium glycinate, I think, is the one that I'm supposed to take.
But it is kind of frustrating if you're taking vitamins and because you're not taking another vitamin to go along with it to make sure it absorbs, you're basically just pissing your money down the drain. I'm sure I probably am on. I'm probably wasting so much money on vitamins.
Can you just give me a fucking Flintstone vitamin? It tastes good and it gives me all what I need, right?
So, I mean, if that's the case with turmeric, why would they ever make turmeric that doesn't have the black pepper in it?
That is on that list of if you don't want to die, motherfucker, eat turmeric. And I got so much turmeric in the October month of death, and I didn't use any of it.
And look at you. You didn't die.
Yeah, but I think it's on deck.
It's soon.
It's
Death is knocking.
It's a knocking.
Yeah, if that's the case, why would you ever make turmeric? By the way, it's for inflammation, if you're wondering.
Because that's what ended up happening. I started reading all that shit. I go, man, turmeric and then potassium and iron. Let me just go eat some, I don't know, something from the hot bar that they say is healthy. It's easier that way.
Yeah, and you can get like magnesium from like foods too. You don't have to take like a supplement, right?
That's what I would do. I would go buy the turmeric from Whole Foods, but then, this is confusing. I'll go to the hot bar, and then you go and pay for everything. That'll be $1,100. And that's just for the salad.
Yeah.
It's $40 a pound.
They will trick you into buying a $50 fucking salad if you are not careful.
Yeah, and I've heard too sometimes, and I kind of gone with this for a while. It's just you get your best vitamins by just eating good food that has the nutrients in it. That's how you get the best absorption. That's how it works best. And I do eat pretty well.
Oh, you eat great.
You do. You eat like a saint.
Well, but that might be somebody who's eating all vegetables, and I'm not doing that. I mean, I have meats and that kind of stuff with the keto.
Oh, man, you're doing so bad. I had cake at 11 p.m. last night and then passed out.
Birthday cake.
You're doing all right. You're doing good.
Happy birthday. You won't see another one.
You're right.
Dead by Christmas.
That's why you had to have it now.
That's what I'm going to put on your cake. Dead by Christmas.
That should be the horror movie, Dead by
Denver, yeah.
It's too real, bro.
They say that if you eat a low-fat vegan diet, your food costs decrease 16%.
And so does your fun.
Right. And listen to this. Only 1% of Americans are vegan. Only 4% are vegetarian. I didn't know the numbers were that low.
I didn't either. That seems a little low, but then
That seems really low.
I feel like people they kind of dive in both worlds. I feel like if you're not a complete vegetarian, you have moments of being a vegetarian, and maybe they're saying all in vegetarians completely.
Die hard. Yeah, they say those are the same numbers from 10 years ago, so it's not like it's gone
Wow.
up. To me, I'm thinking, okay, about every 1 out of 3 people are vegan or vegetarian, right? Apparently not.
I mean, when I went to Logan, Kev, I felt like they didn't.
0% of people in Logan are vegan or vegetarian.
I felt like they liked the carbs, and it's not a knock on how they looked. It just was the environment. It was everywhere.
Oh yeah, we carb load in Logan.
Yeah, and I belong in Logan.
Well, I mean, a good 8-9 months out of the year, you're wearing sweaters.
I get it.
So, you don't have to be that tight, baby.
It's hard to stay motivated when it's snowing out and it's cold. You just want some
Sky's
cheese
gray,
grits.
It's gloomy. Yeah.
Cheese grits
You want
and-
comfort food, baby.
Yeah, watching something on the boob too, and
Yeah.
eating some cheese grits.
Cheese grits are so good.
It's really kind of pointless to have abs in Logan in my hometown. It really doesn't make any sense.
I feel like they would think of you as an outsider, and some of them,
They wouldn't trust you.
them rednecks will kick your ass.
Who is this?
They'll kick your ass and your abs.
With them little lumps on the stomach. Why
Man,
is he so skinny?
we don't take to that shit.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone Logan's ever seen an ab.
It was good that you got out though.
Yeah, it probably was. I had a great time there. So happy I grew up there, but it was probably time for me.
Virginia can't do Logan in a day.
I can't do Logan.
You can.
Just period.
I like the Mexican Queen's philosophy.
Yeah.
Never again.
Just don't
Yeah.
do Logan.
Yeah, just don't do Logan. There we go. Let me see. Katie said, I'm not sure if it's on the market yet. I work for a medical higher education publisher in North Carolina, and I covered all the colleges. I know there was a buzz about some students who invented a nail polish that detected drugs in drinks. They'd change colors.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Again, I think Undercover Colors bought it, and not sure what the status is of it today, but we were talking about how often are people getting their drinks roofied in South Florida. So that was the thing, because there was this girl that every time she drank pretty much, she would be like, oh, I got drugged again. They're like, well, bitch, you just can't handle alcohol.
That's what your daughter said.
Yeah.
Your daughter was in the chat room during that
Girl just
discussion.
can't hang.
Said, this girl just can't hang.
Yeah.
Someone said she sounds thirsty, not because she's getting drinks.
Yes, that might have been it. So who knows? Yeah, my daughter was in Atlanta over the weekend. She's on her way back now. So.
I saw she's on the Chattahoochee River, it looked like.
Oh, yeah, they had, up in Atlanta, they go up because she has a good friend that lives there, and her parents have a house on a lake.
Fun.
Yes, yeah, I think a lot of people up in Georgia in that area, there's a lot of, especially in the summertime, a lot of lake activity. That's what they do. They get a pontoon, Jaber, you're on a pontoon.
I hate that song.
Making waves above the raisin.
Gosh, that song. Oh my God. I'm a pacifist, and I watched one of their live performances, and I just wanted to jump and just tackle the guitar player.
Yeah. Couldn't do it, huh? Yeah, so that's what they do. They get on their pontoon and play a little big town, just kind of float. So.
What else? Do the pontoon fuckers, do they have anything else that's a hit that me and Virginia know? I thought they had two big crossovers.
The one that I would, yeah. In fact, the one I think you would like the best, it is a great song called Better Man. And it was written by Taylor Swift.
Okay.
In fact, you can she might do backing vocals on it because you can almost kind of hear her influence on that song. It is a fantastic song. Yeah, Better Man.
Oh, she can write a song.
Yeah, if
She's
you're going
got
to listen
the-
to a Little Big Town song, that would probably be the one. Yeah, some of them are,
I just don't
day
like.
drinking and things like that. I don't think you would like. I think that'd be the one.
Surprise, surprise. I like that sad country.
Yeah, check out Better Man and
Okay,
tell me
I will.
if you can hang with that one.
Man, Swift really just has the whole playbook career just mapped out to a T.
Well,
So
it's
when
just like
pop starts to kind of say, all right, we're done, she goes right into country, which really kind of is the next pop right now.
Yeah, a lot of it's so close. Yeah, you listen to country and you could rework a song subtly with almost every country song and it'd sound just like something that'd be on RMF.
Even that 90s country that we like, all those were really just pop songs, but they turned it into a country song. They had that kind of melody earworm type of thing.
Yeah, there's a few that are too twangy. In fact, I saw today they were saying that the Southern accent is disappearing from American vernacular.
What? That sucks because I love a Southern accent.
Yeah.
Except for some. Some are a little...
You love the sound of my sweet
The
pipes.
sound of a Cajun man screaming at me.
Oh, he looked so happy to see me this morning at 5 a.m.
Well, look, you can sound how... You can scream like a crow if you're bringing food to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they measure it exactly, but they had said even the last generation, their twang was not as intense as their parents. And I think a lot of it's just because you're exposed to the outside world a lot more. It's not so isolated regionally.
Sure.
And so that exposure, and you're hearing other people talking a lot on TikTok and in movies and songs and all that. So Yeah, they say that, unless you go to a small town that is really isolated, even the small towns aren't that isolated anymore with just the way you can get social media and whatnot.
Everything's just blown up.
Yeah.
Open the game.
They
all got TikTok.
Yeah.
You're right, though. Everybody's
Yeah.
got all that shit.
Don't matter where you live, you can get you some TikTok.
I mean, it's this.
Yeah, I know.
The end is near.
In a couple
The end
generations.
is
Yeah,
near. Dead by Christmas.
that's right.
Dead by Christmas.
There's a couple of fascinating stories going to be interesting to watch to see just where they might go. One was actually from Friday, and I look at these stories and I'm trying to, because you don't know, but at what point is the person really kind of an a-hole, or at what point are they apologizing when they really shouldn't? And I'd seen somebody kind of going off. I don't know if you'd seen the story of what had happened with Jimmy Fallon, but Rolling Stone, the magazine, had spoken to 2 current and 14 former staffers who said that Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show was toxic. He had erratic behavior. Maybe it was because he was drinking too much. And they said sometimes he appeared drunk or smelled like booze. And
Well, let's not judge him.
and they wouldn't know if they were getting a cheerful or friendly Jimmy or the belligerent and mean version. They said that they even had cry rooms where they would go
What?
to cry because they had been reprimanded by Jimmy Fallon. He was just kind of some raging drunk a-hole and a belligerent mean person.
They had cry rooms.
If you have cry, that sounds
ridiculous.
That sounds like some bullshit right there.
That sounds
Cry
like
rooms.
that sounds like somebody's making shit up.
And one incident Rolling Stone brought up involved Jerry Seinfeld seeing Jimmy mistreat a staffer and telling him to apologize. But Jerry says, he's like, Rolling Stone blew that whole story way out of proportion. So Jimmy held a Zoom meeting with staff, I think it was like on Thursday. And he said, I'm embarrassed. I feel so bad. Sorry if I embarrassed you and your family and friends. I feel so bad I can't tell you. I want the show to be fun. It should be inclusive for everybody. And then I saw somebody else that knew Jimmy Fallon. Like, this is such a bullshit story because he is the nicest dude I've ever met. And I've been around him a good bit, seen him work, seen what it's like. And this is just, again, somebody trying to make somebody apologize that shouldn't. And they're like, I'm kind of mad at Jimmy only because he apologized. Because he never did. He did not have a toxic work environment.
Well, I think a lot of times if you're doing that kind of job and that kind of gig, there's a lot of pressure to it anyway. And what people sometimes, and I'm not saying he wasn't a jerk, and I'm not saying people aren't jerks behind the scenes, but I think sometimes getting impatient if a deadline's not met and people getting upset because people aren't doing their job, that's part of trying to win ratings there. And that's not necessarily being toxic. That's just trying to get your job done.
It's a battle.
It's a battle. And I think sometimes people are going to be intense during that kind of a job. You can't really sit back and not be intense and have that kind of bulldog mentality. Now, that's not an excuse to treat people like shit, but I'm just saying people are going to get hot-headed in those moments, and you can't. There's going to be eggs broken in the kitchen, and you got to keep it moving.
I was talking to a buddy yesterday who was in the radio TV industry, and he was talking to a friend of his that runs a TV group, and he was saying, I think I'm going to get out of this. He said, because honestly, you can't. The new workers we have coming in, it's so tough. Like, to say anything to them, they take everything so hard, and then
you're toxic.
Yes. And he's like, I have to sit here and try to flower everything up and talking away. And this is with a lot of people just being derelict of their duties. They don't want to come to work. They want to pick their own hours. And you're sitting there. He's like, I can't deal with it anymore. He's like, I'm getting out of the industry. He said, he probably could do another 10 years, but he's like, I'm done. He's like, I'm getting into another field. He's like, I can't manage what's coming in today. And I wonder how much of it. And like I said, I'm sitting here not knowing. I'm only listening to what people are saying about Jimmy Fallon. Maybe he is a belligerent drunk and he's completely terrible. But, you hear these stories and you're just trying to say, okay, what is the actual truth here?
I think it's probably a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I think you've got that kind of situation. Look, talk show hosts, Johnny Carson, all of them, they all have, I think you got to be kind of
quirky, intense.
Yes, to have that
competitive,
crazy.
It never stops. It's a daily thing where they're fighting, scratching for ratings.
Yeah, I'm not excusing I'm just saying I think those kind of gigs are going to bring out that kind of personality.
Right.
Then you start to drink.
And then you have like some snowflakes in the office. You can't even say the truth to some people. Yeah, if you're doing a crappy job, Jimmy should be able to tell you you're doing a crappy job.
Yes, I think there's a difference between being a toxic dick face and treating people terribly, and then also being tough sometimes when your staff needs to. You got to make sure
tighten up.
Right.
Yeah,
they got a lot of pressure.
Look,
yeah,
that's part of that gig,
and it's his name on it. You know, like that's immense pressure for him.
The other apology that came that's an interesting debate is Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis apologizing because they had written some letters on behalf of Danny Masterson to the judge to ask for some leniency in his sentencing, which apparently he didn't really care for the letters because he threw the book at Danny Masterson.
He didn't give him any less time. The letters helped nothing, and now the letters are just making Ashton and Mila look bad.
I don't know if you guys have seen the video of them apologizing, of Ashton and Mila doing it.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Tell me she doesn't look like she's reading a cue card, and she's almost doing a commercial.
Well, when we played the audio today, he kind of sounded like it too. I know they're trying to be somber and serious in their delivery, but it was weird. And it brings up an interesting debate because what you're not hearing is there are other co-stars, Kurtwood Smith, Deborah Rupp. The director also wrote letters on behalf of Danny. In fact, the only person really from that 70s show cast that didn't was Topher Grace. And I don't know if that's that
TikTok.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Topher Grace that just doesn't care for Danny Masterson, or I don't think he's really tight with the former cast either. I don't know what that might be or why.
Well, that's what I meant. Like TikTok, it's only a matter of time where they're going to get a statement out of him about everything because now everyone's under a microscope after all this.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's where it is. And then what's made it worse is, they had the apology, and now there's one of Danny Masterson's accusers saying that Ashton Kutcher is just as sick as Danny Masterson.
Oh, boy.
And she said, I know the secrets your role model keeps for you, ones that would end you.
Damn.
So I'm wondering, okay, what is that? How nervous is Ashton Kutcher? And, ultimately, if you're in a situation like that, were they wrong for writing those letters to the judge? If you had seen somebody behavior for 20 years or known them for 20, 25 years and they've been good to you, for leniency of this, would you try to write them a letter when the family comes to you and says, hey, would you just say a nice word for them so maybe they can get leniency on the sentencing and be like going, I don't want to get involved?
Well, they wrote the letters after he was found guilty and convicted.
That's what I'm saying.
They just didn't know what his sentence was going to be.
If you had a childhood friend, Jabra, that you've grown up with and they wound up in this situation and their family came to you and said, hey, you could maybe shave 5 years off their sentence, would you write a letter to the judge saying that you know a better side of him?
For raping people? Fuck no. Absolutely not. No, and I'm not saying that to try to sound
found guilty.
Try to sound good on the microphone.
I think they're not trying to change the verdict. They're trying to say, there's another side of it. He's not a complete animal and monster.
But you got to back away from that.
Just on that's what I would believe anyway. If I knew somebody, if I knew you raped a bunch of people, there's no way I could ever go to bat for you on any level whatsoever.
Well,
I feel zero guilt about that.
And I think you'd have to say, I knew the wolf in sheep's clothing. I might have seen the sheep's clothing, but there was a wolf that I never saw. And you just be like, okay, because there are a lot of people that can fool people for the longest time. That they are complete monsters and you don't have any idea.
Yeah, I'm talking if there was evidence and you were convicted and all that, just like this situation, I would, there's no, and I think there's a difference between if you were if someone accused you of something and I stood by you believing you are innocent.
Yeah.
And when I didn't have any, I think that's different.
Mm-hmm. The other story that I think is going to be interesting to see pan out is, take away the football part if you don't give a crap about football. Just think, here's a guy with a guaranteed $80 million contract, and all he has to do is not do anything stupid to fuck it up. And he did. Michigan State has got a problem, too. And if Michigan State does ring a bell for you, they recently had a problem because they failed to act against complaints against Larry Nassar. He was the former USA gymnastics physician.
That was touching everybody inappropriately.
Who sexually assaulted more than 300 female athletes under the guise of medical treatments, and he's now been sentenced to a minimum of 100 years in prison. So they came from your school, and now you've got a head football coach, which this is unbelievable to me. He is being accused of sexually harassing the sexual assault prevention advocate. Doesn't that sound like a weird, like, you did what?
What the hell is going on?
You sexually harassed the sexual assault prevention advocate?
That's the person you're going to be on your best behavior around.
Yeah, he's claiming it was consensual. She says it wasn't. It had to do with a phone call that happened where he was tugging it to her. Now, they do have some records about they had spoken a bit back and forth, because what happened was he brought her in to talk about sexual assault to his players. When she was 24, she was gang raped by 4 Oregon State football players in 1998.
Oh, jeez.
And so now that's her mission. She goes around and talks to teams about, hey, respecting women and all that. So she's at Michigan State telling his players about all this.
And
that's the person he decides to, look, let's say, just for argument's sake, let's say it was consensual. Would this be the person that you would strike up any kind of relationship where it could later be a he said, she said type situation?
No. And he's a married guy.
He's a married guy.
it's not looking good for him.
No, he's suspended right now without pay. And that seems like it's just a formality until they finally do it. And it's crazy.
When you're that creepy, how do you even you're on the phone. Let's say you're just talking about business. How do you morph into creep that quickly and start to, hey, I'm touching myself? How do you go from that?
He had said that they were both talking dirty to each other. And they were mutually going back and forth. They spoke on the phone at least 27 times, an average of once every 2 weeks for a half hour.
Okay.
Many of the phone calls
That's
happened.
That's a long time.
It's a long time, Kevin.
Many of the phone calls happened at night because of their work schedules, both of them said. They spoke most often in the fall of 2021 when he was leading his team to an 11-2 record.
So were they talking about work so long into the night?
That's his argument, saying, why would I be talking to somebody that much if it was just about her coming to the school 2 different times?
Wow, that's a lot of talking.
That's
and they
it.
can show in the phone records that it happened.
That's what they have.
That's
That's the Detroit Free Press.
That may be a consensual thing where then all of a sudden she decided she was going to turn him in. But, I mean, if you've entertained him for weeks and months and then at the end of it you turn him in, I don't know if I believe her.
Well, I mean, if it's consensual, there's no criminal. Now, we're
Right.
talking about morals because he is
and I don't
married.
know if cheating. I don't know if cheating, stepping out on your wife.
No, you're
and
a
doing
scumbag.
something like that. Yeah, does that
but that's
violate
not criminal. If everyone's involved in it,
Right.
we got to take responsibility for being. If
he's
that's
got
what it
$80
is.
million riding on this.
Jeez.
$80 million are riding on this.
So if they do fire him and he loses the $80 million, he's going to be able to go work for a different program, right? Or no one will touch him.
Doubtful.
Wow.
Man,
I doubt somebody would touch him.
$80 million.
all because you are horny.
Crazy, right? So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes, because he has thrown up all kinds of Hail Marys, and the Twitter discussion, I've not seen it confirmed in an actual article yet, was, when she had her assault back in 1998, it was 4 guys that were on the Oregon State football team. Apparently, she then refused to testify in court, saying she had received backlash and death threats because of it. Now, Mel Tucker, is black, she is white, and she said where he decided to end the relationship was when she called those 4 men that attacked her the N-word.
Oh boy.
So
What the hell?
he's brought race into it, said he ended it, then she got upset and then went and filed a sexual harassment claim against him.
This is messy.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
This is not going to
messy.
be a quick investigation. They're going to have to really dig and figure out what happened here.
But
Okay,
it's just,
so I didn't know. So these are all kind of details I didn't know about.
they're right now throwing haymakers back and forth because
Wow.
he's desperate. He's got 80. Imagine losing $80 million and you probably will not get another job again.
I mean, how many more controversies can you throw in a story?
It's unreal.
Oh my
And
God.
this broke midnight Saturday night. This is what's come out in 48 hours.
Wow.
This is going to get really ugly. But to me, if you've got a morality clause and $80 million rides on it, don't do anything sexual with the sexual assault prevention advocate.
Yeah. If you got any kind of, I would never leave the house. Just to order some subs.
I'd wear glasses so they can't see my eyes. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So some interesting stories. We'll see how they unfold. All right, ever got a comment for the KVJ show? You can send it in to us, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Enjoy your Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.